ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
A man avoids going on trial for murdering his friend by deciding to plead guilty. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. The city of Bangor is deciding how much federal money to spend on the homelessness crisis, and we'll find out what's being done to avoid a potential rail strike that could be devastating to the economy. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more news in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Conrad Sipinski. Conrad?
Thank you so much. Our first weather today is brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. So lots of cloud cover in the area, even a couple of wintry mix action going on closer to Portland. Same thing by Augusta, and there is a little bit of snow, but of course a lot more north from Bangor, Greenville, and then north of them, several inches of snow on the ground. But hey, if you like roller coasters, buckle up and let's go on a ride. 50 degrees today. Look at that temperature tomorrow, only 38 degrees. Our average should be around 40 degrees. So we're going to be on that roller coaster ride into Saturday, 53. It's going to be nice and warm, but more rain is going to be returning. Once that rain moves out, bam, we are back in the 30s and lower 40s. So pretty much hovering near that average. Today, though, 50 degrees, but can't have best of both worlds. Rain starts to move in, and it will get very windy outside, especially into tonight as that wind continues to pick up. That rain gets heavy at times, close to ½ an inch of rainfall overnight tonight. Temperatures starting to drop near the freezing mark, so maybe a couple of flurries might mix in by the morning hours, but then we start to rebound in temperatures. We'll be hovering in those mid to upper 30s under a partly cloudy sky, and winds will finally start to die down slowly. Later on today, though, rain starts to return. Rain, rain, go away.
Thank you, Conrad. 2 men are facing charges after a drug bust in Corinna. As part of an ongoing investigation, the Maine Drug Enforcement Agency and other local law enforcement executed a search warrant at a residence in the Maple Ridge Home Park in Corinna last night. They say the search resulted in the seizure of over 1 kilogram of suspected fentanyl, which has an estimated street value of $165,000. 61-year-old David Ireland of Corinna and 22-year-old Carlos Daniel Jesus Garcia from Lawrence, Massachusetts, are being charged with aggravated drug trafficking. Both men are expected in court this afternoon. A man expected to go on trial for setting a deadly fire will instead be heading to prison. 34-year-old Charles Townsend decided to plead guilty and received his sentence for starting a fire that killed a man in Robbinston back in 2020. A.J. Douglas has more on how a disagreement between friends resulted in murder.
Tuesday, 34-year-old Charles Townsend pleaded guilty to an arson homicide after he started a fire at 88 Ridge Road in Robbinston that killed 66-year-old Wayne Morrill in 2020. Defense attorney Jeffrey Davison says Townsend never intended to cause the death of one of his closest friends.
They were best friends. They spent time together every day. And so what was sort of an impulsive prank kind of thing just turned into a tragedy. Ruined 2 lives.
Townsend waived his right to trial, eliminating any opportunity for appeal in the event of a trial error. Based on a negotiated plea with the state, Townsend was sentenced to 32 years at the Department of Corrections for depraved indifference murder and 30 years for arson to be served concurrently. Morrill's nieces addressed the court, noting the loss of a home that had been in their family for 5 generations. They described the loss of their uncle as a life sentence of hurt.
There's really no sentence that the court can impose that's ever going to bring their loved one back.
Police say Morrill's body was covered in soot, and the medical examiner determined Morrill died from smoke inhalation, as soot was also found in his airways. The prosecution says Townsend's admission of guilt saves Morrill's family from reliving the loss of their loved one by hearing these heartbreaking details in court.
Obviously, if you can resolve a case so that the family doesn't have to view photographs of their deceased one or listen to the manner in which their loved one died.
Davison says his client will serve a lengthy sentence that could potentially cost him his life.
You can see that he's got some significant weight issues and the health issues that come with somebody with that sort of significant weight.
Townsend's attorney continues to argue that Townsend did not intend to take the life of a man he viewed as a father figure, saying that hours of day drinking turned his actions to irrational violence, changing both his and his friends' lives for the worse.
When he set the bag on fire, it was just a little small flame. He really didn't expect it to get out of control.
In Machias, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Good Samaritans helped rescue a mother and her infant son from a burning vehicle in Topsom. Police say a 25-year-old woman from Lewiston was traveling on Middlesex Road around 6:20 Monday night when she crashed into a tree. The vehicle burst into flames and bystanders had to break the windows and rescue her and her 2-month-old son. The woman reportedly suffered a broken leg and internal injuries. The baby wasn't injured. Officials say the mother was speeding at the time of the accident and she may face charges. Maine's highest court has delivered a victory to developers of a $1 billion electric transmission corridor known as the CMP corridor. The court has upheld a lease for a small portion that crosses state land. The Maine Supreme Judicial Court ruled unanimously that the Maine Bureau of Parks and Lands acted within its authority in leasing a 1-mile stretch of a 145-mile power transmission line. The New England Clean Energy Connect project remains in limbo pending the outcome of another legal case focusing on the constitutionality of a referendum in which Maine voters rejected that project. The transmission corridor would serve as a conduit for up to 1,200 megawatts of Canadian hydropower to reach the New England power grid. Congressman Jared Golden has announced $4 million in USDA loans and grants for the Blue Hill treatment plant. Funding will go toward much-needed repairs to the wastewater treatment facility. The congressman says he's been working with local leaders to secure funding for the past year. The plant has been open since 1975, and its last repairs were in 2000. The facility has been impacted by rising tide levels from the surrounding waters. Earlier this year, Golden passed $1 million in community project funding through the House, but it is unclear whether the Senate will act on it. Total budgets for the upgrades to the facility will likely exceed $5 million. Maine's general fund is projected to see hundreds of millions in dollars of surplus revenue for the current biennium. Maine's nonpartisan revenue forecasting committee announced it's expected to upgrade the state's general fund revenue forecast by roughly $283 million. The projections are based on this month's economic forecast from the Independent Consensus Economic Forecasting Commission. Governor Mills credited her administration's fiscal management for the projection. In a statement, she said, in part, quote, "I remain deeply concerned about the impact that high energy prices from home heating oil to electricity are having on Maine people. Later this week, we will release a plan and work closely with the legislature to provide financial relief, particularly for middle-class and low-income Maine people whose incomes are stretched thin right now, to help them remain safe and secure in their homes this winter." Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, Bangor's deciding how to spend millions in COVID relief funds, and they're feeling pressure to spend some of it on homelessness. We'll be right back.
Portical in Bucksport is closing its doors after 17 years in business. All inventory is on sale, including Christmas jewelry, pajamas, socks, imports including Harris tweed handbags, wallets and purses from Scotland, woolen scarves from Ireland, gloves, alpaca socks, scarves, and hats. Also, all fragrance gifts, including Inish fragrances from Ireland, man bar soaps, hand-painted silk scarves, plush toys, sleep hoodies, and so much more. Perfect for Christmas shopping. Portical, 69 Main Street, Bucksport.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
The Old Mill Pub in Skowhegan is an historic restaurant and bar overlooking the Kennebec River. Enjoy the atmosphere while dining on local handcrafted pub fare, as well as Maine beers and craft cocktails. Also offering bar and catering services.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Pamper yourself this holiday season and year-round with our VIP monthly membership program at Marilyn Monroe Spas, Bangor. It's the perfect gift for giving. Saliba's Rug Sales. Come see our selection of Oriental designs and contemporary rugs, always priced to sell. Saliba's wishes you a happy holiday season. Bucksport Regional Health Center in Bucksport and Ellsworth is happily accepting new patients. We wish you the happiest of holidays.
I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. Winning car accident cases is what we do. Check out a few of our big wins.
I injured my torso, and they got me $195,000. What did the twos do for you?
I needed foot surgery, and they got me $215,000. What did the twos do for you?
I broke multiple bones, and Lowry & Associates got me $450,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
Trident Medical International's annual Main Toy Drive is underway. Buy your toys at Bargain Depot in Newport and get 50% off. Drop-off locations are the Rolling Thunder in Newport and Herman Ambulance 262 Billings Road, Herman. New unwrapped toys only. Deadline is December 20th. When Cat Tracks in LaGrange wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Cat Tracks in LaGrange is your dealer for Hewitt lifts and Rolodox, with the goal to get you on the lake faster than anyone else.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The city of Bangor is in the process of deciding how to distribute its American Rescue Plan funds, including how much will be spent to ease homelessness. Matthew Duronsik has more on the story.
The city of Bangor is sitting on $20 million in America Rescue Plan Act funding. City councilors are discussing how much money to allocate to these top issues, specifically affordable housing and the current homelessness problem.
Based on what we historically have been spending on in winter basis, especially for individuals who are unsheltered, we're looking at about $100,000 that we have available that we can allocate.
During a city council workshop Monday, city council members pitched the idea of purchasing buildings in the city and turning them into affordable housing.
We've roughly estimated that we could deal with 7 houses. 3 very bad conditioned houses, we could, based on estimates, demolish those. And 4 of the better conditioned houses that we could purchase, rehab, and then put on the market for sale or rental.
However, members of the Penobscot County CARES says that the city should allocate the funds to the homelessness crisis now, saying, quote, "The lack of urgency in action is troubling and harmful," end quote. The city must allocate the funds by December 2024 and spend the funds by December 2026. In the meantime, the city is turning to its existing homelessness shelter for short-term help.
The city reached out to us about opening our nighttime warming center earlier than our scheduled date. Our scheduled date was December 21st, and they agreed to give us some funding, about $15,000, so we can open it.
Cronholm expects the nighttime warming center to be opened as early as next Wednesday, a couple weeks ahead of schedule. Members of the encampment site behind the Hope House, like Alan Howard, are thankful for what the city of Bangor is doing right now.
They're coming down to offer social help, and they give us, different things, food bags and drinks and water, big meals, and just trying to help us, get out of here.
Matthew Duronsik, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A University of Maine study finds educators in rural Maine are lacking resources and support as they try to meet growing mental health needs of students. More than 100 educators from 12 schools were part of the study. The teachers surveyed talked about growing tension between trying to meet state standards and dwindling resources, and more students struggling with anxiety around things like homelessness, hunger, and economic insecurity. They also talked about not having formal training to address those issues. That study started back in 2017. The professor who led it says that it shows mental health services should be a priority.
There are so many things that teachers are asked to be experts in. And I think one of the things that I think needs to be taken away from this study is that we need to expand who we include in the school environment to ensure that everybody's needs are getting met. And I really think that that includes mental health professionals.
She says she hopes this study may lead to better state policies to address teacher burnout and childhood adversity in rural communities. Maine needs more doctors, and quickly, to help work on the way and to move and expand the University of New England School of Osteopathic Medicine from its Biddeford campus and to its campus in Portland. As Brad Rogers found, students and faculty say the new med school will have a huge impact on Maine.
Right now we're at a campus with all other college students, and it's pretty small and crowded.
First-year med student Camilla Basanova says moving the medical school from Biddeford to Portland's Health Science campus only makes sense.
I think it's a very natural switch to come to Portland because we're going to be joining the rest of the grad students here, right next to the hospital. I've already been here a couple times to shadow.
At this groundbreaking ceremony, UNE's president says the state-of-the-art facility will give medical students hands-on clinical experience along with a wealth of new opportunities.
I saw a chance to position Maine's only medical college amid the hub of Maine's growing healthcare and bioscience community here in Portland.
Students say having Maine's only medical school join the Health Sciences campus will lead to better collaboration in patient care.
The interprofessional work we can do only benefits our patients in the long run, our future patients. And so being able to interact and learn from each other. I have learned so much from dental, from nursing.
The other advantage of bringing the medical school to the Portland campus is space. The new Alphons Center for Health Sciences will be 4 stories tall and will immediately increase the enrollment of medical students here. Right now, more than a third of Maine doctors are nearing retirement. The dean of UNE's medical school says we're already short doctors, so we need even more to replace them.
Down in Biddeford, we are totally limited with room. We are just bursting from the seams, and when we go up here, we will increase the class size. So we'll be graduating 200 students instead of 165.
With room to grow and graduate more doctors, a big reason why the Alphon Foundation gave $30 million to help build this new medical school, the largest single gift in school history.
This center will enable the university to educate more physicians so desperately needed throughout our state.
After the break, we'll take a look at a new study that shows having health insurance could play a big role in the fight against cancer. That's next. Don't go away.
Merry Christmas to all our friends and customers from McCusick Petroleum, 32 Summer Street, Dover, Foxcroft. Happy holidays from Leo & Sons Auto Repair, a family-owned business providing fast and dependable auto repair services. Happy holidays from your neighborhood pharmacy, Carroll Drug. With a little bit of everything, you are sure to leave with what you need.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Have both Medicare and Medicaid? Now's the time to explore your options and choose the coverage that's right for you. Choose a plan that offers you more benefits at no additional cost. Millions of members turn to WellCare for benefits and services that go beyond basic Medicare and help them lead better, healthier lives. Choose a plan with zero or low monthly premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. And with WellCare, you don't just pay less, you get more. More dental with comprehensive coverage, including dentures and crowns. More vision and hearing with an eyewear allowance and hearing aids. Plus prescription drug coverage with $0 preferred generics and free home delivery. Call us at 1-877-267-8416 to speak to a friendly licensed representative and request a free all-in-one guide. There's no obligation. We're here to help you review your options to see if a WellCare plan is the right decision for you. WellCare has a large network of quality doctors and specialists. Plus, we offer PPOD SNPs with the freedom and flexibility to choose your preferred provider in some areas. Enjoy free over-the-counter healthcare items and free groceries with a healthy food card. Plus, free transportation to doctors and pharmacies and free meals delivered to your home. Get convenient access to care with our telehealth services, including online doctor visits and a free gym membership with online classes. WellCare is a leader in government-sponsored health care. It has been serving those with Medicare, Medicaid, and prescription drug for more than 35 years. Call now. We're here to answer your questions and even assist enrolling you over the phone. Choose the company that puts your health first. WellCare, Medicare done well. Call now and get a free copy of our all-in-one guide. 1-877-267-8416.
President Biden is inviting congressional leaders to the White House to avert a crippling rail strike just before Christmas. The question, can Congress force workers to accept the deal reached several weeks ago? ABC's Alex Perche has the details.
Well, there's a lot at stake here. Not only are the holidays less than a month away,
But also, there is dire concern about the effects of a potential railroad strike on the economy. This morning, a fight to keep the trains on track. Washington trying to avoid a potentially catastrophic shutdown of the nation's railroads, driving up the cost of everything from gas to groceries.
I don't like going against the ability of unions to strike, but weighing the equities, we must avoid a strike. Jobs will be lost.
Under the Constitution's Commerce Clause, Congress can intervene and prevent a strike. The White House optimistic.
Mr. President, are you confident you can avoid a rail strike?
Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell.
I think some may be inclined to vote against it, and others are arguing that the economic price doing that is too great.
But the move is risky for the president, who has prided himself as a defender of unions. In September, President Biden helped negotiate a deal, but several unions walked away, insisting their concerns over scheduling and paid sick leave were not addressed. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's hoping for a quick passage of this. The deadline to avoid a potential railroad strike is next week. Alex Bechet, ABC News, Washington.
Swiss glaciers have recorded their worst year on record for a melt rate since records began. Scientists say if the world does not curb greenhouse gas emissions, more than 80% of Swiss glacier mass will be lost. In this Climate Minute, ABC's Ginger Z has the latest on the dangers posed by these rapidly melting glaciers.
More than 200 million people around the world rely on glaciers for access to fresh water. But in Switzerland, the glaciers are disappearing faster than we've ever seen since records began.
Just to get an idea, this year Switzerland lost 6%. On an average extreme year is 2%. So what's the word we use for 6% loss?
I don't know.
Dr. Felix Keller has dedicated his life to studying these rivers of ice.
When we would stand here in the year 1878, the glacier tongue was very steep.
Ice cores and paleoclimatology show us that glaciers have naturally grown and receded over tens of thousands of years. But humans have exacerbated that change.
To this degree and this fast, it seems that it never happened.
They've been covering some glaciers with reflective blankets every summer to try to slow the melt. But last winter, Dr. Keller did an experiment, trapping the glacier's own meltwater and reusing it to make snow.
If we are successful, we can slow down about the glacier melting about to 30 to 50 years.
And he hopes that they can bring this technology around the world. With this ABC News Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
Health news now. In the battle against cancer, a new study says having private health insurance plays a significant role in fighting the disease. ABC's Ika Jachi explains.
What kind of health insurance you have in the U.S. often determines not only how early people are diagnosed with cancer, but also how likely they are to survive. Researchers from the American Cancer Society found that patients without private health insurance were not only 1.5 times more likely to be diagnosed with late-stage cancer, but also had worse short-term and long-term survival rates. The research noted patients with private insurance diagnosed with a later stage form of cancer were more likely to survive compared to patients without insurance diagnosed at earlier stages. The outcomes shining a light on the socioeconomic healthcare inequalities Americans face. With this Medical Minute, I'm Ika Jachi, ABC News.
And when we return, Conrad Sapinski has your 5-day forecast.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, watch out.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to tell you that you don't need a lawyer.
Call the twos and we'll watch out for you.
Lowry & Associates watched out for me and got me $275,000.
Homegrown tomatoes. Nice.
I want to feel in control of my health, so I do what I can.
What about screening for colon cancer? When caught in early stages, it's more treatable. I'm Cologuard. I'm non-invasive, and I detect altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages.
Early stages?
Yep. It's for people 45 plus at average risk for colon cancer, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Consider it done.
The Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view, offering a safe, comfortable atmosphere, providing an intimate space for reconnecting with loved ones, family, and friends. It's a true destination dining experience, featuring award-winning dishes from executive chef Arturo Montes, and Ryan's Pub, serving traditional pub food with a modern twist. Whether it's a special occasion or any occasion, the Lucerne Inn is the perfect choice for your business or family gathering.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
If you need coffee,
check.
Tasty treats,
Check.
freshly made pizza, check. Or wine and spirits,
Check.
stop by and fill up your tank and check us out.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
The law.
I've been a judge for 40 years. Don't waste my time.
If you break it,
You didn't pay rent.
you'll pay for it.
It's my show. Nobody cares whether you have a personality or not.
Weeknights at 5 on ABC 7.
Welcome back. It looks like we could be in for some wind. Let's check your full forecast with Conrad Stupinski. Conrad?
Thank you so much. Our Maine weather is brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Oronoa, Maine. So lots of cloud cover outside today. Can't see the sun, and that's because more rain is on the way. Down south, closer to Augusta, there's a little bit of rain, snow, and a whole wintry mess down there, but a lot of rain is on the way. Take a look at this. Right now in PA and upstate New York, all of this green, those are some heavier rain bands that will be moving in the region. When? Well, in the afternoon today, and then really starting to pick up in intensity. Take a look at this evening, those yellow colors and orange colors. Those are some really heavy rainfall totals that's going to start to pile up, maybe even close to an inch of rainfall before all said and done. This will be a little bit on the warmer end, so that's why we're all going to be experiencing rain for the most part, and then we're going to be clear the next couple of days before once again another round of rain starts to arrive by the weekend. So like I said, maybe 3/4 of an inch to even an inch of rainfall in the area. Some localized areas will get over an inch of rain. Winds aren't looking too bad right now. Besides Rockland, take a look at that. Those are sustained winds coming in at around 20 miles an hour. Wind gusts closer to 30 to 35. But hey, get ready and get those garbage cans buckled in tomorrow because it will get very, very windy. We'll have wind gusts close to 50 miles per hour. Wow, that is incredible. That's close to tropical storm type of winds. That is a very strong wind, so get ready for that. And because of all those strong winds, we do have some high wind warnings that are in effect until around 12 a.m. on Thursday, and some wind advisories all around that. So if you're by the coast especially, get ready. It will be extra windy. Today, though, that wind starts to pick up, rain starts to move in, temperatures continue to rise. So, hey, 50 degrees, we'll take that any day. Tonight, though, temperatures will start to fall close to the freezing mark. Rain will continue to be on the heavier end before finally starting to move out by the morning hours. But that wind, it's going to continue to stick around with us. So get ready, folks. Tomorrow, wind starts to die down, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures much cooler, only hovering in those mid to upper 30s. And our extended forecast outlook does show nice weather, but a little bit cooler Thursday into Friday. But look at Saturday, 53 degrees. But of course, more chances of rain.
Thank you, Conrad. Tom Hanks' new adventure gives back to veterans and their families. The actor is launching a new consumer packaged goods company called Hanks for Our Troops. The company is starting off a new coffee line. It comes in 3 blends: Sergeant Peppermint, First Class Joe, and Tom's Morning Magic Blend. The prices range from $12 to $16. 100% of the profits will go toward organizations that benefit veteran community. The company will start shipping out the coffee early next month. Sounds pretty good. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
At Home, Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring in Dover Foxcroft are proud members of the Flooring Network here in Maine. We have our flooring installers on staff ready for you and your custom flooring project. With over 50 years of combined experience, we'll work with you from start to finish, including demo and cleanup. Backed by the Flooring Network's state-of-the-art warehouses, we have a massive inventory to provide you with the best value and fit any flooring budget you may have. So stop in, meet our flooring experts, and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.